All right, Simon, you've made the trip to Werribee this morning to see the 4 horses you've got stabled here for the moment. Let's begin with My Quest for Peace. How are you seeing this one going?
Yeah, look, all seems fine. He left England in really good form. He's come here and been on his tucker, and work's been sound. They'll start to press the button a bit more over the next few days now that everyone's settled in and used to their surrounds. And hopefully bring on Caulfield Cup and Melbourne Cup. But as we know in this game, you just ride by the seat of your pants, and every hour without a phone call is a good hour. Gatewood
seems to have stepped out reasonably strongly, not too tough over the last couple of days.
No, he's again, his work will be pretty constant. I think that's the way John wants to go with him over here, without too much sharp stuff over the journey of being here in Australia. So all going well, we'll look to have him ripe for Saturday and a good run, and then that run on Saturday is pretty important to where he goes to, hopefully for the right passage into the Melbourne Cup.
Ibachenko goes to Caulfield on Saturday.
He'll go to the same race, and again, his work here this morning seemed fine, settled in well. These conditions, we'll see how he handles. But being down in the weights, he's another one that has to find some pretty quick form here to be part of the first Tuesday.
Now, overall, OTI's got a very strong hand in the carnival. The empire, so to speak, is growing, and your assault on the cups is just getting more and more stronger every year.
Danny, look, I wouldn't say the empire is growing. I think we've probably changed our tack in the last 12 or 18 months, and we're looking for that better class of animal. Not so many the numbers, but hopefully the right sort of horses. And the next couple of years will tell us whether we are on the right track or not. We think we are. We're happy with the team we've got here at the moment. But look, it's the horse racing game. You don't mess with Mother Nature, and that's what we try and do sometimes. And we hope that everything falls into place at the right time on the right day. And if that's the case, so be it.
Part of that, one of the interesting horses you got is Prairie Star, and this is a particularly important week for its preparation.
Yeah, it is. He had a tough time of it over in Europe. He when we purchased him and the change of trainer, and he'd had a tough early part of the season in Europe. Since he's been in Danny's hands and come out here, it seems to have just really turned him on. His work today was beaut, and he just looks fantastic in himself. So John Hammond did a really good job with him once he came to him after we'd purchased him. He was a pretty tired sort of horse, I think, and he's gradually picked up, and here he really seems to have got things together. So fingers crossed. Saturday he'll go into Caulfield and have a good gallop. From that gallop we'll know what probably road we've got to plot to get to the Melbourne Cup. What that is at this stage, I'm not 100% sure.
What's OTI's main philosophy as far as looking at these international horses?
Look, there's a number of boxes they've got to tick without sounding boring and repeating the same thing over and over. But I think we add an extra dimension now, is to the adaptability of the horses to stay here. It's fine that they're performing well in Europe, but you've got to add the extra chapter, and probably we've learnt that with Manigar in the last 6 months. The extra chapter of the horses then staying here and performing as well, if not better, and adapting to the regime here. So the regime's completely different. You couldn't be further apart the way we train to the way the Europeans train. So we've got to find that ace up our sleeve, I suppose, that the horses, we're as sure as we can be that when they do stay here after their Cup campaigns and for future Cup campaigns, they can adapt here in Australia.
Well, we hear a lot about the horses that you have in quarantine now and those that you've brought over that race on a Saturday afternoon. There's still a lot of horses that you've got that you're sitting up late at night watching overseas that we don't hear about often.
Yeah, no, you don't. Hopefully you will eventually. But you've got to keep restocking the fridge, and you've got to keep on the lookout. Years ago, we were probably buying 6 and 7 year olds. Now we're buying 3-year-olds or very lightly raced 4-year-olds. The dynamic has changed from what people are looking for. It's gone from 1.5 miles to 3,000 back to 1.5 miles. Some people now at 2,000 metre horses that have a little bit more sprint. So there's a lot goes into it. It's not just as simple as let's go and buy that one, put it on a plane, come out here and run the Melbourne Cup. There's a lot more to it than that. And you've got to stay part of the European scene. So Terry and I are often over there. Terry's over there at the moment, and that's all for next year and the year after. So you've got to make sure that you stay part of it and feel part of it to hopefully then make the right judgments.